So I don't know, I don't use it, I'm sitting here.
It makes a difference when you're here versus.
And
over
it
there,
tells
right?
us now the meeting is being live streamed.
Okay.
There you go. And we are,
You haven't got down.
That's just for Bob. and
I
myself.
missed that one over there.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, better angle. I guess.
This screen, no.
Okay, go whenever you're ready.
Okay, call to order. Do confirmation of the minutes. We'll need a mover and a seconder for,
I'll make a motion to receive the minutes. I'll second that motion.
anybody wish to speak to that motion? I will call for the question, all in favor.
Adoption of the agenda.
Got that done. Okay, adoption of the agenda.
I'll
Need a
do
mover,
Emma?
Emil, a seconder for that? Kurt? Anybody wish to speak to that?
Yeah, just with that one deletion, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right,
okay,
okay,
one deletion.
we'll have the one deletion because we don't have the delegation.
Yep. Yeah, that's okay.
So I will call for the question, all in favor. We don't want to go too fast.
Okay, then, the first item, reception of public hearings and delegations. We have no public hearings this evening, but under other planning matters, we have a proposal to subdivide 4116-21-8336, part northeast quarter 5917 WPF, and the applicant is Herbert.
We need a mover. Okay, mover.
Admit.
Okay,
Emil?
seconder? Anybody wish to speak to that motion?
No, I didn't. see-
We'll should read it out though,
Mhm.
right? You wanna read it out?
Yeah, I can, yeah. Be it resolved that the proposal to subdivide application number 4116-21-8336, being part northeast, 15917 WPM, being a proposal to subdivide, be hereby approved, subject to the following conditions. One, the applicant provide confirmation that they have obtained a conditional use for the non-farm dwelling parcel within the Ag 80 zone. And two, meeting any other condition and requirement of subdivision as are necessary.
Anybody wish to speak to that motion? It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I didn't see any major objections from anybody. I have no problem.
I will call for the question, all in favor.
Again, our delegation has been removed. Reports of committees. Reception of petitions, there are none. Next item then would be communications.
I'll make a motion to receive and file all communications.
Second motion.
Anybody wish to speak to that motion?
Yes, Mr.
Yep.
Chairperson, I got a number of phone calls about the municipal board agri-quarry appeal. I would like the CEO, I believe there'll be audience out there tonight that have a vested interest to explain exactly what the next
What the
step
procedure
is,
is?
what the next step for the residents and for the applicants. So,
So the applicant did have the right to appeal that application that was rejected by council for the conditional use. And we received correspondence back on December the 21st from the municipal board confirming that they had receipt of the letter from the applicant noting that he wished to appeal and that they would be in contact with us, to further go ahead. So we received confirmation and a copy of that letter to Alex Gray at Russell Ready Mix. So this past week in the office here, I received a telephone call and an email from the municipal board secretary She gave us a few dates that we could potentially use to set up the board hearing with them. In discussions with them and knowing how many people there would be, we have opted to rent the Spruce Woods Community Hall for the public hearing. The notices have not been sent out, but the tentative date that has been selected is March the 25th. And I believe that would be at 10 in the morning. Any of those persons who objected, either in person or in writing at the original public hearing for that conditional use, will receive notice from the municipal board directly, and then they will have the right to further object at the board level.
Place.
Spruce Woods Community Hall,
Yeah, so for the people out there, Donna, so it's March 25th
yes,
at 10 a.m.
yes.
So you,
But
Unless
each-
something changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
each
Right.
one, yeah, because I have not received
Yeah.
that formal
yeah,
notice. So we will, as a municipality, because we rejected or you rejected the application, we will receive that notice as well as those individuals.
Yeah.
And then the municipality will state their case to the municipal board why they rejected the application, and hoping that, you know, they will uphold that
Yeah.
rejection, I'm assuming, so.
oh, that's good. As of last night, I didn't know a date, so
Mhm.
that's the reason I brought it up, because I got numerous of phone calls and a couple of texts, so now
Yeah,
stage is set, but basically for March 25th,
Well,
I
or other
was-
things
yeah.
change.
everybody knows what we know at this point.
yes, we know
so-
nothing else until we get that actual
Yeah,
paper in our hand.
Exactly. So that's for the people out there who have a vested interest there.
Exactly. Well, we want to keep them informed.
Mhm.
Communication, right?
Uh,
Is there anything else under communications? We'll move on to council.
Call for the question.
Oh, sorry. I will call for the question. All in favor?
Okay, next item then is Council and Finance, item 8.1, approval of accounts.
I make the following motion, be it resolved that the following payroll and general accounts be approved for payment as follows, for a total of 122,280.36. And be it further resolved that the following utility accounts be approved for payment as follows, for a total of $16,984.57. And be it further resolved that the council indemnity accounts in the sum net total amount of $5,429.57 be approved for payment.
We'll need a second that. Sam, anybody wish to speak to that motion?
Speak forward.
I'll call for the question. All in favor?
Authorize expenditures. We have none. Financial statements, this would be for the 11 months ended November 30th of 2021.
I'll make a motion to receive the financial statement as of November 30th, 2021. Yeah, second that.
Anybody wish to speak to that motion? I'll call for the question. All in favor?
Bank reconciliation, item 8.4.
Motion is written.
Oh, yes.
Need to read it.
I see that there's a number error there already. Whereas the Legislative and Finance Committee has reviewed the bank reconciliations for the month January 2021 through December of 2021. And whereas the Legislative and Finance Chair recommends to Council that the bank reconciliations be approved as received. Now therefore, be it resolved, we do hereby approve the January 2021 through December 2021 bank reconciliations as reviewed by the Legislative and Finance Committee.
We need a seconder for that motion.
That's second.
Anybody wish to speak to that motion?
I got a question, just because there's, could be an audience out there, we don't see it. We'll let it's a substantial amount of money. We'll let the CEO explain about this reconciliation.
Sure.
What happens?
So we, every month then we do a bank reconciliation, and the documents that you find attached, then there's actually 3 reconciliations each month that we do. The first one is our general operating account, and included within the general operating account, we have the bank balance. In that bank balance, it includes our general operating account as well as all of our reserve funds. So those are all included in that reconciliation. And the piece at the bottom that the auditors look for and that our verifiers look for is, are we at a 0? And yes, we are. And so we do that for the general operating, we do that for the utility operating, and we do that for the Chater Cemetery Trust Fund. Every month we do those. So we've included copies of each of those for the whole year.
Anybody else have anything?
Good explanation.
I will call for the question. All in favor?
I'm sorry, who's second? Kurt?
Yeah.
Okay. Under bylaws, I have none at this moment. Unfinished business, nothing. General business. The first item then for council consideration then would be the Brandon Wildlife Association fishing node. It's been a while since this was on council's agenda. And I did include correspondence that was received from Bruno with regarding that.
I'll make a motion. Be it resolved that we hereby authorize administration to work with the Brandon Wildlife Association to prepare an agreement for the installation and maintenance of a fishing node along the Cinnamon River at Southwest 30 10 18 WP.
Was it just the one they were requesting? Or
Well,
was
that was the one that
To
we
start with.
looked at.
Right.
Yeah, for now was
Okay.
down at the bottom here.
Great, okay. We'll need a seconder for that. Anybody wish to speak to that?
Yeah, just for the audience, again, probably wondering what's going on here. We have a delegation late summer, early fall.
Yep.
From, I believe it was the president of the, or a member of the Brandon Wildlife, and they'd like to work with municipality for a fishing node just south of the office here. So we'll grant them that wish once they prepare an agreement with the RMF Cornwallis.
Got a seconder?
Yes, Kurt.
Kurt? Anybody else wish to speak to that motion? I'll call for the question. All in favor?
Next item on the agenda is spring road restrictions for 2022.
We need a mover for that.
I'll make a motion and read it out. Be it resolved that the municipality will implement spring road restrictions on the same basis as implemented by Manitoba Infrastructure under the 2022 road restrictions SRR number 1, and be it further resolved that the municipality shall use the level 2 road restrictions, and be it further resolved that the restrictions shall be placed on the following roadways: Curry's Landing Road 102 west from number 1 to Higgins 55 north, Magazine Road 54 north from PR 340 to Whiten Road 101 west, Spring Valley Road 52 north from PR 344 105 west east to the Boundary Road 48 north, Harris 100 west from 51 north to 48 north, PR 344 105 west from Patricia Avenue 55 north south to SVR 52 north, High Country Road 50 north from the number 10 east 1 mile to 109 west, 17th Street East 108 west from 55 north to 54 north, First Street 109 west from 55 north to 54 north, Road 54 north from PTH number 10 east to 108 west, Sandy Road, Curtis Road between number 1 and Laurie Road 59 north, all paved roads within the community of Spruce Woods and Grand Valley subdivisions.
We'll need a seconder for that.
I'll second that.
Anybody wish to speak to that?
No, just
Bob
basically.
wants to speak
Oh,
to it.
sorry, I'm the mover, sorry. Go ahead.
Just noticing there isn't 111. Tricia and Glen County. Put restrictions on that too.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm the mover. I have no problem adding that.
That's going to the well.
Yeah.
Municipal well.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, so road 111
111.
from
There, sorry.
which is 56,
55
55,
to 54.
50. Okay,
Anybody else wish to speak to that?
Yeah,
Motion?
I thought it was on here. The one from 340 going west. Oh, man, slip of mine. Kurt, you're gonna have to help me.
Ryan,
But no, going
Vegas,
west.
Magazine Road?
No, magazine's on
Magazine's
here.
on there.
No, the one, Higgins.
Brown?
Higgins. Is Higgins on here?
well, they can't get to Higgins.
Can they get it up 340 when they come off 340?
That's on Magazine.
Well, magazine's further south, but there's one, oh man.
Kissick.
Kissick,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, they can get onto Kissick from 340.
Oh, yeah, well, that's the first one left.
It's
right?
not on
Kissick's
here.
not on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, well, let's put it
Kissick.
on.
From
Yeah,
Let's put it
340,
on.
I thought for some reason I was mixed up with magazine.
so that would be 340 right through
Yeah,
until
Right through.
Curry's Landing.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. You guys were paying attention there.
Now, just a comment here for the audience. That's more for the cattle. Agriculture, that's
It doesn't pertain.
it doesn't pertain to, if you guys see fertilizer trucks or grain trucks out there, there's not much sense getting a hold of the,
Yeah.
of administration because they're exempt of,
Our farm trucks, it said
Yes.
anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, just for the audience to realize is, it's a commodity that the government allows to go down with.
Agricultural products.
Yeah. Gotta get the food in the ground.
Can we get a second?
Yes.
Anybody else wish to speak to that motion? We've got things kind of covered now.
Yep.
Okay, I will call for a question. All in favor?
Okay. Next item then is the Cornwallis vaccine policy.
We'll need a mover for that.
I'll make a motion. Yeah, I'll make a motion, but it's a fairly lengthy document.
It is a very.
Will this be on our
We
website?
will put this on our website.
Yeah, for the audience out there, I don't mind reading it, but it's a 3-4 page document. The CAO will put it on the website for people, but I'm supportive of the vaccine policy.
We'll need a seconder for that. Then.
I'll second it.
Anybody wish to speak to that motion?
Well, I moved it and
Mhm.
I think the CEO did it good that she reached out, or
Yeah.
was it an online meeting? And that's coming right down from the province. A lot of municipalities are accepting this policy and most major employers in this province are adapting these kinds of policies.
Well, they're seeing a need for it.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else, I will call for the question. All in favor?
Okay, next item then is alternative landscaping, request for an exemption.
I'll make a motion, but I want council to listen to it. It's basically whatever is in front of us, but I just added a few things because I did receive 2 phone calls. So I'm going to read it out. Whereas the Municipality of Cornwallis under bylaw number 160205/2007 prohibits the depositing of snow on land unless on the same parcel of land from which the snow originated or on adjacent parcel of lands in the same ownership. And whereas a request for an exemption has been received from Chris Griffin Alternative Landscaping to allow for dumping of snow on property owned by Alternative at Northeast 31018 and Northwest 21018. Now therefore be it resolved that we hereby grant an exemption, grant
Hereby,
any RM, this one, and I'll get Donna to read it out later. Now therefore be it resolved that we hereby grant any RM of Cornwallis taxpayer, provided they are granted authorization from Manitoba Conservation. That snow has to be dumped on their property. And a copy of that authorization be forwarded to the RM office before dumping commences. So it basically, we're
an
not.
assessment.
Yes, so that's my motion. I can reread the basically, if I can get somebody to second, then we can discuss why I'm adding this. Yeah, it's basically what the CEO put in front of us, but problem I'm having, not a problem, but yeah, the alternative came to us for an exemption. That's only for one, but we do have 2 or 3 other taxpayers, in all fairness, that one, and one of them reached out to me, basically, what can we do? There's a tremendous pile of snow in Brandon and we need it, okay? So the question was asked, basically, can the municipality provide to the businesses that are taxpayers in this RM, grant them that same permission? But I want to put Manitoba Conservation. It takes the onus off us, basically singling out and becoming environment inspectors. We're not qualified.
No.
Let Manitoba Conservation, before they get granted permission, they have to, like the CEO did, she reached out to Manitoba Conservation. They have no problem with Mr. Griffin's request, which is good. But if some other businesses want to do the same thing, I would say they need to go deal with Manitoba Conservation, tell them where the snow is going to be dumped. Once they get authorization, they hand the sheet to the CEO, then it takes council right out of it. Yeah, we still need somewhat of a.
And that's a
policy.
yearly?
But yes, I'm
We'll write it
saying,
in, so it's a yearly ongoing thing?
yes, what I'm gonna suggest is let's push, do this motion.
Yep.
Then we need to rework our bylaw and put it
Okay.
right into the bylaw.
Okay.
This is just to get the ball rolling for now.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I would say let's do it for 1 year and revisit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I understand you correctly,
Yeah.
if I understand you correctly, you would like somebody from environment or whatever, go in there, check the pit assault and also.
Do an assessment.
Yeah, do an
basically.
assessment and also, I don't know how often, maybe once a week, check snow that's coming in. Like
Total
summer,
agreement.
whatever.
Yeah, it just takes the onus on us becoming like Darwin, the Reeve, us getting phone calls.
Yeah.
Takes us out of the equation. I think there's
No.
people out there like Manitoba Conservation, to grant them that authorization, they have to obviously pick the location and let them do the work
Yeah.
for themselves and bring us. Now, another thing, while I've got the floor here, the Reeve and myself had a nice conversation about how we don't want anybody ruining somebody's water table out there. But we also have to be mindful where that snow is going. We know that snow is going 8 miles past outside the city limits. If you follow the road map, I want council to think we can't solve the problem today, but we've got property. Down the road, we really need to think in very close proximity to the city. If we talk to our engineer or Manitoba Conservation, is it possible to have that snow dumped on our property much closer to the city? The reason I'm saying that,
At
The
the
Reeve
transfer
gate-
station.
at the transfer station or right down here. I'm not saying do it today. The reason I'm saying that, the Reeve gave me a number, how many loads of snow. I'm not a diesel mechanic, Bob would probably know. I think these trucks run about 6 miles to the gallon of diesel fuel. That's 1,200 gallons of diesel fuel that is being wasted in the emissions into the air. Let's work hard, come up with a solution, and we can't solve it today. But I think for the future, I have no problem putting that in the bylaw and getting expertise to put it at our transfer station or just down here. But we have to do our homework.
Yes.
I have another sort of suggestion. We have to rethink it. A ratepayer mentioned in regards the city charges us for everything we put down on their dump site, like go in, whatever, costs you $68, whatever. Now, is there a way that we hypothetically, since the city is, not the city as such, but the parking lots, everything else is going outside on our property, whatever, that we could charge them a small fee or small rate for that, except if there's
license.
no, a license.
It could be a license, a one set fee and.
Like a 1 cent fee per operator.
Yeah, the CEO can perhaps reach out to.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
like
that's good idea. Good idea.
get some money back.
Okay.
Yep.
So can I just
Yep.
reread this then? Okay,
Yes.
so I'm gonna just start at the now therefore.
Yep.
Okay,
Now therefore be it resolved that we do hereby grant any arm of Cornwallis taxpayer an exemption for dumping snow on their property, provided they are granted authorization for Manitoba Conservation. A copy of that authorization be forwarded to the RM office before snow dumping commences for the year 2022.
22, perfect. Yep.
Just a question, you mean Manitoba Conservation or the environment, or is that all the same? Is that all the same
I don't know.
entity?
Well, looking at this email here, I'm thinking he's got CD. I'm thinking it's Conservation District. That's right.
He is,
Drainage.
he's drainage. So,
I'd like to leave that open-ended for the CEO to reach out to those departments, which department authorizes it.
okay,
Yeah, that's why I said conservation. I think it's gonna be somebody in conservation. Now, whether it's drainage or, you know,
Could be environment,
exactly, yeah, no,
either or.
you know, either or. He didn't sign off, it just says CD, so.
Anything else? We have a second there, right?
we have a second here, yes.
I will call for the question, all in favor.
And the next item then is Western Manitoba Regional Library.
Motion. I'll give you a break on it. I'll read it out.
Sure.
Whereas the Western Manitoba Regional Library offers a variety of library services through an annual membership to allow non-residents access to library services. And whereas Cornwallis residents may apply to obtain an annual non-resident membership. And whereas in 2021, 86 Cornwallis residents took advantage of the service. Now therefore be it resolved that the rural municipality of Cornwallis will cover the cost of the annual non-resident membership for the year 2022.
Seconder? Anybody wish to speak to that motion?
Yeah, we did that last year, and I think we heard it from the representative that we had a meeting with, I believe it was the manager from Western Manitoba Regional Library. They have seen the increase of online things, and now with this COVID, people are, I'm not gonna say stranded at home, spend a lot more time at home. I think this is a good dollars well spent for our taxpayers who want access. I know not all taxpayers are gonna gonna subscribe to it, but at least I think we can do that in this time of restrictions that's on right
I'm
now.
surprised at the number. Didn't we allocate roughly 50?
You know, we allocated $20,000 to that
Right.
line item last year, so
Yeah.
we'll move the
Yeah.
balance into
In-
2022.
Yeah. A comment I will make, we need the administration to put that on our website, not just in the minutes. I would really encourage, because who knows how many people are listening out there, spread the word if that service is available. I think it's a good education.
Allowing the non-resident.
What's that?
We're paying for the non-residents as well.
That's the non-resident of the library.
Membership.
Oh,
Yeah, so any Cornwallis resident to use the city of Brandon
yeah,
library service, they're considered a non-resident.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's because it's they look at it as a non-resident of the library,
Okay.
Yeah,
And just,
but it's our residents.
just to add to
Yeah.
that too, is the monies that we used last year was COVID
Yes.
money
COVID
that we
money.
received from the federal government.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a
that's where it's gonna be coming from again.
Yeah.
Anything else to deal with us? I will call for the question. I'll do.
Yeah.
I would like to see a response if there's anybody listening that uses it to get back to our CAO and let us know what they think of it.
Few phone calls that we have had, people were
Been
very
good?
appreciative.
Oh, good.
Yes.
And if I may, I think the letter that we got from the manager there now, kind of expanding some of what they're gonna offer, if that's the way I kind of took it.
They probably are.
Some of the
So
different,
I think they're pivoting to compensate with not many people going in as much as them using it online and different avenues, right?
Yeah, like they've listed a whole huge selection of different services that they provide. Yeah.
and that letter is available
Yes,
On our
it's-
agenda
It's on our agenda for
Yeah, yeah.
anyone to view.
from
Yes.
that Danielle Hubbard.
Yeah.
Okay, we will move on.
Next item is inquiries.
Is there any?
I've got some, but as usual, I'll let people go around the table.
I'm good. Good.
Where are we with our acquisition of property south of the river? Regarding the lagoon? Is there any movement or do we have to do more testing or?
I have not at this time received any confirmation back from our engineer that those test results have been received, but I will follow up with him
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Anybody else?
But yes, just for the audience, because I did get 2 inquiries for that same thing, what Councillor Wasserberg was talking, the RM is engaged with an engineering firm and a potential landowner for a potential lagoon site 4 or 5 miles out of Spruce Woods. So we're waiting to hear from an answer from the engineer to see if the test holes that were performed last fall will
Meet
be
our specs.
Well,
Meet
meet
the specs that we
provincial
need.
spec.
Right.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask that question, but just,
Yep.
that's what I told the
Yep.
2 people that called me, where are we? And, we're 2 taxpayers, so that's where we are. The other one I had was the municipal board. I already asked that. One more. When are we going to have the next, like the meeting we had in October with the ratepayers, just an informational, that 2-hour meeting, that was well received. We heard it that night. And I think basically even the one we had for Grand Valley here, 3 weeks ago, I think the feedback we got there, I think it's time to open it up for another 2-hour meeting. I found it very helpful. I've got 2 items on there that leads me to ask that question. Out of those meetings can the municipality put in their budget, the sweeping in Grand Valley? A well out
Yes.
in the Keller Farms, it's not for Keller Farms. If people are listening, it's just that there's been a few
Fire
fires
protection.
out there. So we want to see what the cost will be for a well in that area. And just basically get people's input. With budget coming up, that has to be approved by the middle of April. I think it's time. The province just advertised in the Free Press here earlier this week that they're having budget consultation meetings. They're asking people for input. I think we should do the same before we make any decision. Let's see what the people want. Maybe they got things out there, some ideas where we can explore so we can budget. Then we don't have to wait a year. I'm a firm believer you have to communicate and engage the people.
Exactly.
Yeah, we gotta get the people involved and help us.
What, are you thinking next month then, or?
I'm thinking this month. I'm
Okay.
thinking this, the reason I'm saying this month, it's budget is coming. We have to give
Yep.
the CEO and administration time, whatever ideas come out of this, I think we have to give them time to put some numbers together or to see, like, for example, the street sweeping, they go to Zenith, the well, we can go to Paddock,
Yeah.
just so we can have some numbers to work with before we finalize our budget.
Okay, so we're already at the 20th of July. That leaves next, or January, so that leaves only next week.
Yeah.
Um,
I have probably an evening meeting.
It's just getting notification out to people, that's the
In,
thing.
this case, I think what best way to do it is put it on our website on the first page. As soon as you open it up, And
Yeah, the
they are on the
little
Facebook
Yeah.
page, and we can all, anybody that hears us out there,
Is
when-
there a date that you would
I
like?
would say 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, just like last time. Just book it and let the people have, let's engage with them.
What about
So is there any day next week that is good for everyone then?
I'm open.
any day
Any
is
day.
open for me, but I'm pretty easy. going.
Okay, any night, evenings, fine.
Well, do you want to do it then on Wednesday or Thursday next week?
Let's do next Wednesday, middle of the week.
Wednesday?
Yep,
Middle of
let's
the week.
do Wednesday then.
Mhm.
Kurt, you're okay with that?
Yep, so far, until somebody calls me, but no, I'm good.
No, just pencil it in and you're coming here.
Wednesday,
Yep.
October,
Okay, Wednesday?
Yeah.
At 7. I'm gonna mark that down here.
Yeah.
Why don't you send us a reminder?
I'll
Yeah.
send you all a reminder, yes. Okay, we'll get that notification on our website first thing in the morning and put it on our Facebook.
Yeah, and I will just add to the people, I don't know who's gonna be listening out there, please join us. This is an important time of the year where we want to hear from you. It's your money that we've been entrusted to.
This
To
is your
manage.
opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
This is your opportunity. So
I really enjoyed it. Whoever's listening out there, that October the 27th, the first time we ever did that. I really enjoyed it, learned a lot. Made me think a little bit different, and the one we had with Grand Valley had me really thinking. I think it's time to really step out and invite people to bring forward their ideas. Yeah, we're not perfect, but
so
we want
there'll be a link, right? We'll set it up that way.
Yeah, we'll set it up that way so that.
So
they can
there'll
get
be a link and the
Yeah.
link will be on the page and the URM site.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, we'll put it on our Facebook site for
Right.
sure, because that's a nice group
Yeah.
that people can get the link from. And then anybody that wishes to call the office to get it
Yeah.
can do that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe the last time we had, did we have 25, which was
I
good.
think we did about.
It
Grand
was in
Valley
that-
had
it
a
was in that
substantial amount. I'd like to see us break the 100 mark this time around, and we need the people out there to advertise for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, word of mouth.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe 2 hours won't be enough.
Yeah, and it's a Zoom, of course, you can do it right from your living room.
Maybe 2 hours won't be enough,
Yeah.
which is okay too. But
Yeah.
we gotta go over it
Yeah.
a little bit. But we could start it earlier too, first of all. Notice a motion, or is there any more inquiries?
That's it? No,
Any
I
more inquiries?
covered it all.
I don't want to cut anybody off. Notice a motion?
There's no notice of motion received.
We'll call for a mover and seconder to.
I'll make a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn. the-
Seconder? I'll call for the question. All in favor? Unless somebody doesn't want it.
It is 7:38 PM.